Saying that I'm standing in the car park here at Old Trafford reminds me of a story that one summer when I came down, when we used to have to actually come on a Thursday to pick up our wages, and I came down to pick up my wages, and there was some work going on. They were building the old floodlights, one floodlight in each corner, and I saw this bus arrive, and a lot of people got off the bus, and they were all very happy and jovial, and I thought maybe there's a match on or something. So I asked them, I said, "Excuse me, is there a game on or something? Something I've missed this afternoon?" And they said no. I said, "We've been away long enough. We thought we might as well go down and see them put the floodlights up." It was just crazy. The people overseas, they have this place in awe, and there's nothing like it. There's no other place like it, and it doesn't matter whether we win, whether we lose. People's affection for this place is something really different. I've never been so happy in my whole life. I've never felt like that. I've won the World Cup and I've won the European Cup myself, and I've won various matches which are really important. But I've never been more happy in my whole life. From the December before, we went unbeaten, and throughout the whole season I kept thinking, well, this bubble maybe it'll have to burst sooner or later. We can't just keep winning. And we kept winning and we kept winning. And I thought, well, and people started talking about the treble, the magical treble, the F.A.Cup, your own league championship, which is difficult enough to win, and then the Champions League, of the Champions of Europe. And I thought, well, it's not possible, no. But then we won the first one. Within 2 weeks, we won the first one. We beat Tottenham in the championship with the last match of the season. So we'd won the championship, and then we went to Wembley to play Newcastle. We beat Newcastle 2-0, which was really more comfortable than we'd expected. But suddenly we'd won 2. And then everybody was getting really excited. We've got to go to Barcelona. Barcelona, great stadium, football, just a total football stadium. Creates atmosphere just like it does at Old Trafford. And we were playing against Bayern Munich, and we were a goal down with 2 minutes to go. And I thought, if we can just get the ball into the box, they can call it blind faith, what you want, but I thought if we can just get the ball in the box and we can get a goal, it'll give us that little bit of extra time. We'll win this still. I was convinced that we could win. And then the ball came across, and because it was 2 minutes from the end, Peter Schmeichel, the goalkeeper, came up. And I don't know what it is about the Germans, they could be very orderly and disciplined, but it threw them completely. They had all the plans for who they were going to mark, but suddenly this great big blonde goalkeeper, this Dane, came up and it threw them completely. And suddenly, for the first time, there was a bit of disarray in their defence, and the ball fell to Ryan Giggs, who hit the ball or Dwight York first, hit the ball into the box. Four of their defenders had gone with Peter Schmeichel, and then the ball fell to Terry Sheringham, and he didn't hit it well, but he hit it goalwards, and then you see the back of the net, and I'm up, and I can't remember really. I remember apologising to some people in front of me for jumping over them, very important FIFA officials as well. And then I sat back, and I tried to keep myself cool, but while I was actually thinking, keep cool, we went and we got a corner. David Beckham knocks the ball across, Teddy Sheringham helps it on, and Gunnar Solskjaer knocks the ball into the net. And as the ball hits the net, for me it was as though the world stood still. I thought, this is what paradise is all about. It's got to be. And I honestly do not remember what I did for about 5 minutes. I went up to my wife and my daughter, my son-in-law were up there. I dashed up to them, I dashed back, and suddenly the world was great again. And I thought, well, there is nothing ever going to be better than this. I wasn't happy that night. I wasn't happy. I was just drained at the end of it. It was a very hot day. We'd spent so much time waiting for this event to happen, and we were desperate that we weren't going to lose, and we didn't lose. We beat the Portuguese in extra time, and I think everybody did it. The first thing you thought about when the match was over was Matt Busby. You have to go and say the old man. And I remember he was being buffeted because everybody wanted to pat him on the back and lift him up, and he wasn't that healthy, and I was pleased when they put him down, but that was something for the past. That was something for the past, and it's something that people who watch Manchester United will never ever forget. But what happened in Barcelona was for the future. You know, I mean, these were all young lads, a group of about 5 or 6 of them, young lads. The two Neville brothers, Gary and Philip, Nicky Butt, Paul Scholes, David Beckham, Ryan Giggs even. Young players that come on, which was what Manchester United was always about. You know, Manchester United was always about adventurous football, giving young players a chance. That's what Matt Busby started when in 1949, 1950, he brought in young players, which was unheard of. 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, and he was playing them in the hotbed of the First Division. You know, and it was, people couldn't understand it. But it became what Manchester United was famous for: giving young players a chance, playing adventurous football, being aggressive. Don't be afraid. Go for it. And if you're a man that works on an ordinary shop floor, and your one highlight of your whole week is to go and see a football club play, Matt Busby always said it should. When these lads come to watch you play, you should give them something that they can't do themselves, something exciting, something adventurous. You know, nothing mundane, nothing boring. So Manchester United has never played defensive football. It's always played attacking, adventurous football. It's always had the type of players that were expressive, and young players especially always got their opportunity here. And that was the case with Matt Busby, and it's the case with Alex Ferguson, and it continues. Manchester United just keeps growing and just keeps growing, and it will continue to grow because there's nothing like it. It's a phenomenon, a cult in a way. You know, people don't become Manchester United fans and then change their mind and go somewhere else. That does not happen. We had a dilemma, you know, we wanted to play in the F.A. Cup, but we might never be European champions again, you know, the chance to play against the best. And at the end of the day, we went to the Football Association. I didn't go personally, but our representation went to the Football Association to discuss it, and they said that the only way that Manchester United could play in the World Confederation Clubs Championship, you know, was not to play in the F.A. Cup. And the FA suggested this, and at the end of the day, we knew it was a very emotive issue that a lot of people wouldn't like. But we decided, because it was maybe the only chance that we might get, while the club was at its highest level, you know, that we should go and play in it. But we didn't want to miss out on the FA Cup. I mean, I was brought up on the FA Cup as a little boy. Watching FA Cup was like watching something different, you know, sudden death football, and there's nothing like it anywhere in the world, and it's maybe the world's most famous trophy. If you look at the FA Cup, you know, you say, oh, that's the FA Cup. So it wasn't a decision that was taken very lightly. Well, I think without question the science, the football science that's put into the game these days, you know, the physical work, the medical, the nutrition, the fitness levels are higher than we ever were expected to be to attain. We had very dedicated players, you know, and they knew when not to have a drink, and they knew when not to eat too much, but at the same time it wasn't thrust on them. Now players are paid a lot of money, and they accept their responsibilities. Certainly at this club, I don't know about others, but certainly at this club. And I would say that was the biggest difference. I would love to play today, but having said that, at the time that we played was really marvellous. It was really marvellous, and I wouldn't swap that either. And I think that a lot of players today would find it quite tough playing when we played, and vice versa. People compare it quite often. You know, how do you think you could compare players today with the players of yesterday? Well, you know, if you're telling me that George Best or Dennis Law couldn't play today, you know, then you must be crazy. I can't compare them. I don't think it's fair. They're different personalities and different approaches. Sir Matt used his personality. Alex plans everything, and he knows exactly what he's doing, and he is a true professional to his fingertips, and he's a winner. He wants to win. That's the most important thing.